Hey,
Hello, teacher.
good evening.
Good evening.
How
How
are you?
are you?
Good, and you?
Very fine.
Excellent.
Fine, teacher. So fine.
Very good. Welcome to the class, Marisol.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Mm, I am good teacher.
You don't sound sure.
Yes, but Isa, how do you say agridulce?
Oof, let me see. Agridulce. Bittersweet.
Bittersweet.
Let's see if it is bitter or bitter.
Bittersweet.
Bittersweet, sorry, bittersweet. Agridulce, bittersweet.
Okay, it was a
Okay.
beautiful day.
It's Monday, so it's kind of difficult to start the week.
Yes, yes.
And how was your weekend? I know that you worked, right, on Saturday.
On
How was
Saturday.
it?
Yes, on Saturday I worked and
Worked?
and yesterday I I was in different situation for the family, but it's very tired.
Oh,
Yes, I was prepared to to resit at home, but yes,
but you couldn't.
yes.
Oh, no. Anyway, well, it's kind of difficult. What about Sunday? What do you do?
Sunday.
Mhm.
Yes, in Sunday I was with my family in different activities.
Okay. Excellent. So
Yes.
you have time for resting and sharing with your family, right?
Yes, teacher, is the tired weekend because it's the celebration for medic
Oh,
day.
the
Mm,
doctor's day. Mhm.
Yes, doctor says.
Okay. And
Yes,
you have doctors in your family?
yes, my boyfriend.
Oh, that was yesterday, right?
Yes.
And what did you do? Did you do something special for him? Or did you go somewhere?
Yes, in the Saturday is a party for the doctors.
Okay,
Mhm.
excellent.
Yes, it's a big party.
Really? Where?
Yes, teacher, in the Hotel Hilton.
Wow.
Mhm. It's cute, but
A lot of
it's,
food.
yes. Yesterday is a was
It
lunch.
was?
It was
Or
lunch for
or you can say we had a lunch.
we had a lunch for
Okay.
Doctor Days. Yes, it's a large celebration for them.
Yes. So you started the celebration on Saturday.
Yes.
Okay.
In theory is to Friday, but the Friday I came for the party. Mhm.
Mhm. All right. I couldn't because
I
it's
couldn't. Yes. It's
okay.
impossible.
All right, excellent. Well, my husband is doctors too, and also my father-in-law. But yesterday
Okay.
we asked for food because they wanted to watch the soccer match. So we
I
didn't go out, and my husband had a soccer match at noon. So we couldn't go for lunch because we were planning to go for lunch, but he had to play. And then at night, they wanted to watch the soccer match. So we asked for
mm,
food and we stayed at home, and that was our celebration, something like in family.
okay.
So we have a good time. All right. Thank you, Marisol. Good job. What about you, Jonathan? Did you watch the soccer games yesterday? Yesterday was a crazy day.
Only the Spain against
It was,
England.
yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Only this soccer match, but The soccer match, Argentina, I didn't watch this
Why?
match.
You do something else?
Because I had to do a specific thing, and I was so busy in this moment, and I couldn't watch
Oh,
the the match.
yeah. Yesterday, I went to my bed with my baby, and my husband stayed in the living room watching the game. I don't know what time it finished, but I say good night because it's late. At night, I was ready for sleeping, but they love soccer. Here, they are crazy about soccer.
Oh, really? I
Also,
guess
my mother-in-law.
your
Yes.
mother or your father,
No, my mother-in-law and my father-in-law, both of them.
both. Oh, really?
Yes,
Oh my God, that
they
is so good. The sport, soccer, it is very good for me. I like it, but I used to be a big fan for Argentina, Barcelona, but now not so much.
okay. Excellent. Yes, here now I was joking my husband because I asked him, what are you going to do now that this is the end? And he was like, I don't know. We have to look for other games because he was every day turning on the TV and looking for some soccer matches. So that was crazy. And they like to get together in the house for watching the games. They really love soccer.
He loved the games
Oh,
only for the soccer match or other no, others games.
their favorite, yes, is soccer. It's because
Uh,
my brother-in-law, he used to play here as a professional. He
oh,
played
really?
Japan, FAS, Alianza, Águila, I don't know which
Who
others.
is the name of?
Odir Flores.
Oh, he really, teacher.
Yes.
Amazing.
Now he lives in
Oh,
Guatemala. He was playing in Guatemala.
yeah, he's very good.
Yes, but now he's retired. Yeah, he's not working anymore. Remember, when you are 30 something, now that change for soccer players, right? That is like
Oh, here
the bad
Flores.
thing.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember he played in El Fast or
Oh,
no.
yes. He's very
Yeah.
famous for one goal. I'm not so sure, but I know that he's
Uh-huh.
famous because of that goal.
Yeah. But the nickname, Chino Flores.
Chino Flores, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, so that's why they love soccer. Here is in the house is everything about
Uh,
soccer.
Now I understand the
Oh,
reason.
yes, yes, believe me. I like it, but I'm not a big fan, like, like them, that they are going to stay very late watching a game. No, I go to my bed and that's all.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, probably he's the sport the soccer is very good for everybody.
Yes.
This sport is very common in every country. It's very famous. Probably some people say that soccer is the best sport in the world because everybody want to match about the Cup World, for example. And it's amazing because you can enjoy your time with your family when you are watching a specific match. And if you love a specific team, you can share ideas or you can enjoy your food, meetings. You can enjoy with your family, friends, with everybody. The soccer is very good.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like it joins the family, right? It's really nice.
Yeah, yeah, it's very nice. You can talk about the soccer in your if you don't have a specific topic for talking with someone, you can start with soccer.
I know, yeah, it's true. And it's much better when you play soccer because you know that you are working out.
Yeah, you have a
Healthy.
more experience about the soccer, and because you are a big fan when you are a good player. In my case, I'm not a good player. I think I used to be a good player. I used to be only that
Okay.
in high school, probably.
Me too. I used to play a lot when I was at the high school. I really liked it.
Yeah, me too.
But it's because of that, because that helps you to be energetic and to work out.
Yeah, it's very nice for that.
You are
My
playing and working out at the same time.
Yeah, at the same time, you're right.
All right. Excellent, guys. Well, thank you so much for being in the class today. I want to do one activity for this coming Friday, but I want to make sure that you guys are going to be in the class, okay? Because I want to invite one person to the class, and I hope to have at least the two of you or three. That would be great if I have all class together. But I don't know, do you think you two guys, are you going to be able for Friday in the class? Because I need to talk with my friend. I'm going to invite a friend for practicing our English. He's an American person. And of course, we are going to have the experience of speaking with a native speaker, right? So, but I would like you to be in the class, of course, and to have at least two participants. I don't know if you guys are going to be able for this coming Friday. What do you think?
In my case, teacher, for me, it's okay. I'm going to be in the class this Friday. I
Okay.
I have it's necessary. I try to be in every class, teacher.
Okay. Perfect. What about you,
And this
Maria?
experience is very good because
Believe me,
I
pretty nice.
we are going to know native speaker. It's so good.
Yes. So what about you, Marisol? What do you think? Are you going to be able this coming Friday?
Yes, teacher.
Okay. Great. So I'm going to talk with my friend to see if we can do it this coming Friday to have that experience. So what is going to be the activity? We are going to speak with him and you can ask questions to him for practicing, of course, our English, right? I'm not going to speak that day. That's going to be you and my friend. But of course, I'm going to ask him to give you time for practicing and maybe he can help you or give you some tips for learning, right? That would be awesome. I have done this activity with the group that I had before, the advanced level, and they did a great job. They were very nervous at the beginning because it's not the same. Remember, it's our second language. So it's not the same to speak with a native speaker, right? It's totally different, but of course, you can do it, okay? So I hope that we can have this activity for this coming Friday. And you two guys, you are gonna be in my class. Hi, Sandy, good evening.
Hi, good evening.
How are you today?
Um, I'm doing great, and my day was a little busy.
Okay, why? Tell me, how was your day?
Because I I have finished a report
Okay,
that is for tomorrow, but I don't no, I didn't imagine that is if I have difficult for create the report.
okay.
But the end I could finish the report.
Excellent, very good. So what about your weekend? How was it?
I went to visit my grandmother.
To San Miguel,
Um,
right?
yes, San Miguel. And because my is birthday is my grandmother.
Okay. It was her
Grandmother's birthday.
mother's birthday. Mhm.
And we celebrate because she's 91 years old.
Okay. Wow, 91.
91.
You are
Yes.
so lucky to have your grandma. Yes. In my case, I didn't have that experience of having my grandma. My grandma, my mom's mom, so my grandma, she died when I was like probably 8 years old. And then my father's mom, she died when my father was like 5 or 6 years. So I didn't have that opportunity of sharing with my grandmother. So I'm like very jealous when I hear people like, I'm going to visit my grandmother or the relation they have with their grandmother. So you are very lucky to have your grandmother. Enjoy it.
Yes, yes. But in my case, I have two grandmother and one grandfather.
Wow. And who is
Like,
the oldest? How old is the oldest? The one that is 91?
yes, but the another, I don't know.
Okay.
Because I am more, I have more relation with my mom,
Mom's
my
mom.
moms.
My mom's mom.
Moms. Yes.
Okay. All right. That's good.
Uh-huh.
Excellent. Well, that's nice to hear.
Mhm.
And what do you do for her celebration?
In her house, and but put how do you say globo?
Balloons?
Balloons. Put balloons and the cake and and give the flowers and the
Gave
what?
gave her flowers
Gave flowers and talk very photos.
and took
Took
photos. Okay, excellent. Very good. Thank you so much. Listen, remember, when we are talking about the past, okay, so we have to use all the verbs in past. And we have to be very careful with that because we have to make the difference when we are talking in present, when we are using the ing form, the future, or the past tense, okay? But don't forget that when you are telling me something that you did, okay, you have to use all the verbs in past. And I'm sorry, but when I ask you about something that you did, I'm going to be interrupting, okay? Because I want you to focus on that. So I'm so sorry if I'm like pointing there, right? But I'm going to, in each class, I will try to ask you questions in past. And every time I listen a verb in present, I'm gonna be there, okay? Because I want you to get that, okay? Don't forget that if you are using the past, you have to put all the verbs in past. Imagine that you ask me, teacher, what did you do yesterday? And then I start, well, yesterday I woke up at 5:30 because my baby always gets at that time or around 5:30. And then I went to church, okay? I had lunch with my family. And then we watched a movie, okay? After that, we went to the park, okay, for having fun. Then we had dinner at 6:30. We watched the soccer match. We visited some friends, etc., right? So we have to use all the verbs in past if you are asking me about something that I did yesterday, okay? But good job, okay? Thank you so much. Well, we will go to the book right now, and we have an interesting topic right now that we are going to be discussing, okay? Let me put the book. We are going to give our opinion before going to the main point, okay? So, last class, we were about to start this. We have travel tips. And I was asking, okay, just Marisol had the opportunity of give the opinion, but imagine, I don't know if you have had the experience of traveling abroad or here in our country when we have a trip, right? So what are some tips that you can give when you are going to travel? Some advice that you can give, okay, for having a good trip, okay? So please, could you tell me what are your tips for traveling? Who wants to start? I want to listen to you guys. Mhm.
Maybe first, you should search about your destination
Mhm.
and know about the culture or food or different situation or language or basic thing.
Mhm.
And next you should found a place near for your uh, favorite places
Mhm.
because it's very important near. If not, you could um, spend more money of
Okay.
the of the transport.
Mhm. All right.
And the another maybe check the schedule
Mhm.
where your favorite place because it's necessary that they open when you stay in the place. Um, or maybe you can buy the ticket before of the you start in the place.
Okay. Very good. Thank you so much. What about you, Jonathan?
Advice, teacher, for
For
traveling.
trip. Yes, for traveling.
Uh, let me see. A piece of advice, probably you need to read about this country, about about the culture, because it's very important if you want to travel. For example, I don't know, Israel or maybe uh, I don't know in English. Uh, State of Islam, for example, something like that. You need to know some culture about these people because you need to respect this culture.
Mhm.
You can offer, for example, pig for them, and because it is unrespect for them.
Excellent. Mhm.
Yeah, but if you want to travel to United States, for example, probably you need learn a little bit about English. It's very important to know the language about this country. But if you want to travel um, let me see, in how do you say, Latin,
Mhm.
Latin America, yeah, or South America, you need to know you need to know the culture too, and you need to to know some places for staying in a secure place, for example,
Yes.
because, for example, Colombia, for me, it is not safe. If you want to travel to Medellin, for example, you need to know what is the most security place in this country. Oh, you need to know some friends in this place. I think, teacher, only that.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much. Could you, Marisol, repeat your opinion because your classmate didn't listen last class? Thank you, guys.
Okay, it a tips, for example, I when I travel, I use only credit card in those different place or different country because it's more security
Mm,
for uses the debit card or cash.
yeah.
Is better use a credit card. Um, is and it's a good advice. Um, eh, I always have a cell phone for, I don't know, saldo or
Credit?
credit. Okay.
Credit?
I always had a cell phone with credit unlimited for any emergency in the
Emergency?
in the country. Um, because is necessary communicate with different people is more easy,
Easier?
easier, it's
Yeah.
more easier.
In
eh,
that case, Marisol, you don't need to put more. You just say it's easier.
it's easier.
Mhm.
Okay, thanks, teacher.
Okay.
Other advance is in your country, you always to communicate with a responsible person with you because the person in your country is how do you say enterada o enterado?
Needs to let me see. It's like get to know, but you mean someone responsible or in church about you? No.
Yes,
Huh?
responsible o enterado where is the donde está uno, ¿verdad? Ajá.
Enterado. Inform.
Inform about the play is that because in the other country when I I know anything or any people is important to have a reference in your country because you have any problem, you can resolve
Mhm.
any
Okay.
situation. Yes, only that, teacher.
Right. Very good. Thank you so much. Yes, I like your opinions and I agree with you, Marisol. It's really good to have a credit card or debit card, instead of doing that exchange in the currency in the places where you need to use other currency, not dollar, right? US dollar. But in most of the countries, they accept dollars. So, and it's really nice when that happens, right? And yes, it's good to have a cell phone with a credit, right? For any emergency. And yes, I like your opinions, Guy. Thank you so much. Now, we are going to read this information, and it says, read these people experiences and the experts' advice. Can you think of any other advice? We already did this, right? But let's see, we start with Sandy. Could you please help me with this part? Because Terry's travel tip.
Okay. Meg B says, a woman fell down in front of me during a sightseeing tour. I helped her up, but soon after, I couldn't find my wallet. Do you think she may have taken it?
Then Terry?
Then Terry says, it's very luckily. If you hadn't been so nice, you would probably still have your wallet. It's a common scam. Someone pretend to be in trouble, but actually turn out to be a thief.
A thief. Well, I remember that happened here in El Salvador, right? Remember, we had some experiences like that. Okay, thank you, Sandy. Now, Jonathan, please.
Okay, and number 2, Bruno.
Yes.
Okay, Bruno H says, I want to share a tip my friend gave me that I used on my last vacation. If you're worried about losing your passport, like I am, don't carry around with you. Just keep it in your hotel room. Terry says, that is good tip if there is a safe in your room. If not, keep your passport with you all the time. If someone had broken into your room, you would probably still be trying to get home.
Yes,
Yeah,
that
it's
is
possible.
very difficult, right? We had that experience. We have to travel because of my job. And we went, the group of people from my job. And one person, he is sorry because he's still alive. But in the group, he was like the oldest, an old person. And he lost his passport, imagine. So he had to
Well,
stay like 2 days more because he went to, I don't know, when I do that, I get the balloons in my computer.
yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know.
great.
It's celebrating.
Yes. And so he stayed 2 days more because of the passport. And that was like a very difficult situation. And we couldn't stay with that person because we have to do something else. We have to work. And but another person helped him and stayed with him and helped him with all the process for getting his passport again, because you can't get out without your passport. We went to the airport for talking with the migration people, but they say that no, that is not possible. Even though someone stole it, you have to go to the embassy and get the new passport. So it is a very difficult situation. And that is a good tip. Keep your passport in your hotel or where you are staying. Don't take it out.
Yeah, it was so crazy for this man.
Yes,
It's so very complicated because you need to do the again the process.
I
It's so
know.
complicated.
And he had an American visa in his passport. It was in Colombia, and he thinks that he forgot it in the taxi. But we don't know what happened, right? But it is more dangerous and complicated because it has the American visa in his passport. But it was a crazy situation, but you have to be careful with the passport. Okay, Marisol, please, the last one.
King said, on my last trip abroad, I brought a little notebook and pen to help me communicate while shopping. If I couldn't find
Something?
something, we'll draw a picture. If I hadn't had that notebook and pen, my friends wouldn't be taking me for the
Awesome.
awesome
Souvenirs?
souvenirs
Souvenirs?
souvenirs I brought them.
Mhm.
Terry says that a great idea when facet books and dictionaries don't help. A picture can be worth 1,000 words. But you know, there are also some great apps for that, right? Check out this website.
Yes, very good. That reminded my godmother. She likes to go everywhere. Sometimes I call her and I asked, can I go to your house? No, I remember once I went to her house for surprising her and I was calling her and then she answered and I said, where are you? Oh, I'm here in Cancun. And I'm like, oh my God. So she went to Canada and she doesn't speak English and she's an old person. And she want me to write a list of phrases or vocabulary that could help her because the first time she went to Canada, she told me that that was a disaster because she didn't know how to communicate with the person and she was starving and she went to a restaurant and because the person who was next to her asked for number one, she said one and she didn't know what she got, but at least she ate. So that can be something helpful, right? If the person doesn't know English, maybe a picture can help, but now we have a lot of apps that can help you for going to for getting this vocabulary, right? But in your case, I know that you will be able to communicate if you go to another country in which you have to speak English, right? So that's not for you guys, okay? Because you know English, okay? You can communicate. All right, imagine that we have this person. Which question would you ask to that person? Someone who knows about this experience of traveling. Which question would you ask? Imagine that you are going to the United States and we have this person. Okay, and it's your first time. Maybe you have gone before, I don't know. It's your first time, and which question would you ask to this person? We have some examples. I want to buy souvenirs from the places I'm going to visit, but I also like to travel light. Should I store them at the airport or somewhere else? And then we have the answer. The best thing will be to mail them home. If you don't mind waiting, use a surface mail instead of airmail. It's cheaper. That's an example. So which question would you ask?
Maybe if I don't have internet, I ask when I found a store for SIM for my cell phone.
Okay, where can I find a store for buying a SIM, right? SIM card.
By SIM.
All right. Yes, that is a good question. I like it. Thank you so much. What other question? What do you think? Jonathan, Marisol?
Um, Do you have roaming in your cell phone?
Okay. Or maybe you can ask like, does my roaming is going to help me in that country, right? That can be a good question, right? Because now we need internet for everything, right? For communicating with people, for going to other places, to find places, right? So we need internet. Very good. Marisol, what about you?
Well, there is a Uber in this country.
Okay, you can say like, you can ask
It's
like,
there.
is
Is there
there
a Uber?
Uber app? Okay. In this country, yes, that would be great. I like it. Interesting. So we will go to this listening right now. It says, things went wrong, imagine. Listen to Cindy and Scott talking about their travel problems. What happened to each person? So we have two people and we have to listen to their problems, okay? That's gonna be activity A. So what happened to each person? Let me play the listening, please.
Page 98, Exercise 5, When in Rome, Part B. Listen again. Did Andrew, A, Rachel,
Sorry,
R,
it's not this one, this one.
Unit 12, Lesson B, page 100. Exercise 2, Things Went Wrong. Part A. Listen to Cindy and Scott talking about their travel problems. What happened to each person? 1. Cindy. You'll probably be surprised to hear what I did. I was on a business trip. The flight was a long one, and when I arrived at my destination, I was eager to get my bags and get to my hotel to relax. Well, you know, they always tell you to be careful to get the right bag, but I was in a hurry. You can guess what happened. My black suitcase looked just like every other one, so I picked up someone else's. I didn't realize my mistake until I got to the hotel. Well, I immediately called the airport, and fortunately, it all worked out. I had to go back to the airport, though, to pick up my suitcase and return the other one. And of course, I also had to apologize. If only I'd checked the name tag more carefully. It's funny, this sort of thing almost never happens to me when I travel. 2. Scott.
This is kind of a funny story. I was in Panama City and had a layover between flights. I'd arrived at about 6 p.m. and my flight out wasn't until about 8:30. Well, my flight was delayed and delayed. It got really crowded at the departure gate. I was getting tired and there were so many people around. I hate crowds. So I went to sit away from the departure gate to escape the crowds. I was reading and feeling drowsy. I wish I'd slept on the flight to Panama. Anyway, the next thing I know, I wake up and there's no one around. The crowd is gone. I'd fallen asleep and missed my flight. They must have made lots of announcements, and I missed them all. Boy, did I feel stupid. I had to stay in Panama City overnight and catch a flight out the next morning.
All right. So what happened to Cindy? What do you listen?
She lost his luggage suitcase. I don't know how to say luggage,
Luggage.
suitcase in specific suitcase, but when in the airport he lost it. She lost it, but when arrived the hotel, she remember and she called the airport and she come back to the airport and she found the suitcase, the luggage.
Okay, very good. Thank you so much. So what about Scott? That was very difficult situation. What do you listen, girls? Mm-hmm.
Only girls.
Yes, because you participate. Thank you, Jonathan. Let's give them the chance. Uh-huh.
Maybe Scott travel for the Portugal or no?
Mm.
Uh,
But what happened at the airport to him? That was the problem at the airport.
mm,
You didn't listen? No? One more time?
yes.
I will play it one more time. Listen again.
Unit 12, Lesson B, page 100. Exercise 2. Things went wrong. Part A. Listen to Cindy and Scott talking about their travel problems. What happened to each person? 1. Cindy. You'll probably be surprised to hear what I did. I was on a business trip. The flight was a long one, and when I arrived at my destination, I was eager to get my bags and get to my hotel to relax. Well, you know, they always tell you to be careful to get the right bag, but I was in a hurry. You can guess what happened. My black suitcase looked just like every other one, so I picked up someone else's. I didn't realize my mistake until I got to the hotel. Well, I immediately called the airport, and fortunately, it all worked out. I had to go back to the airport, though, to pick up my suitcase and return the other one. And of course, I also had to apologize. If only I'd checked the name tag more carefully. It's funny, this sort of thing almost never happens to me when I travel. 2. Scott.
This is kind of a funny story. I was in Panama City and had a layover between flights. I'd arrived at about 6 p.m. and my flight out wasn't until about 8:30. Well, my flight was delayed and delayed. It got really crowded at the departure gate. I was getting tired and there were so many people around. I hate crowds. So I went to sit away from the departure gate to escape the crowds. I was reading and feeling drowsy. I wish I'd slept on the flight to Panama. Anyway, the next thing I know, I wake up and there's no one around. The crowd is gone. I'd fallen asleep and missed my flight. They must have made lots of announcements, and I missed them all. Boy, did I feel stupid. I had to stay in Panama City overnight and catch a flight out the next morning.
Okay, so what happened to Scott?
I lose the travel is delayed.
Okay, so he missed his flight, right? But
Mhm.
why? Why did he miss it?
Many people? No,
Mm,
no.
ooh, Marisol, why did he miss his flight?
I'm not sure, but is a confuse the hour?
No.
No.
Did you listen, Jonathan?
Yeah, because fall asleep.
That's right. He fell asleep. Okay. And then when he woke up, nobody was area and he didn't listen to the calls. Okay. For the flight. Okay. He was like very tired, fell asleep. And then that can happen, right? You are very tired of traveling and then you can miss your flight. Okay. Now we have listen again. Okay, tomorrow we are going to have a listening activity. Okay, not from this book, but an extra activity. We have to work more on the listenings. Okay, I know it's kind of difficult. Listening, for me, it's like the most difficult skills, right? Because you have to be like very concentrated and pay attention to all the details. But tomorrow we are going to have a short quiz, okay, with one listening. That's going to be helping you. I will try to include in each class one activity for listening, okay? That's going to help you. We have listen again, and it says Choose the statements you think are probably true. And then we are going to compare the answers and give reasons. We have 1, Cindy has a unique, easy to see name tag on her luggage. Cindy travels frequently. Scott likes peace and quiet when he travels. Scott slept soundly all the way to Panama City. Okay, so we have the statements and we choose the thing are the ones that you think are probably true. Okay, pay attention one more time. Sorry.
Unit 12, Lesson B, page 100. Exercise 2, Things Went Wrong. Part A. Listen to Cindy and Scott talking about their travel problems.
Sorry, it's part B.
What happened to each person?
This one.
Page 100. Exercise 2. Things went wrong. Part B. Listen again. Choose the statements you think are probably true. Compare your answers with a partner. Give reasons. 1. Cindy. You'll probably be surprised to hear what I did. I was on a business trip. The flight was a long one, and when I arrived at my destination, I was eager to get my bags and get to my hotel to relax. Well, you know, they always tell you to be careful to get the right bag, but I was in a hurry. You can guess what happened. My black suitcase looked just like every other one, so I picked up someone else's. I didn't realize my mistake until I got to the hotel. Well, I immediately called the airport, and fortunately, it all worked out. I had to go back to the airport, though, to pick up my suitcase and return the other one. And of course, I also had to apologize. If only I'd checked the name tag more carefully. It's funny, this sort of thing almost never happens to me when I travel. 2. Scott.
This is kind of a funny story. I was in Panama City and had a layover between flights. I'd arrived at about 6 p.m. and my flight out wasn't until about 8:30. Well, my flight was delayed and delayed. It got really crowded at the departure gate. I was getting tired and there were so many people around. I hate crowds. So I went to sit away from the departure gate to escape the crowds. I was reading and feeling drowsy. I wish I'd slept on the flight to Panama. Anyway, the next thing I know, I wake up and there's no one around. The crowd is gone. I'd fallen asleep and missed my flight. They must have made lots of announcements, and I missed them all. Boy, did I feel stupid. I had to stay in Panama City overnight and catch a flight out the next morning.
Okay. So tell me, which ones did you choose?
For me, number one, it is false, because she was so confused with suitcase, because this suitcase is very common in the airport, and she take another suitcase
Took.
in this moment. What? She
Took.
took.
She took.
Yeah, she took another suitcase. I think because she didn't identify her suitcase, probably. And probably, and number two, Cindy travels frequently, because it is true, because she has some business travels, and probably she needs to travel frequently.
Okay. Excellent. So number two, you think is true, right?
Yeah.
All right. Yes. And she says that in the listening, right? So girls, what about 3 and 4? What do you think?
Three is true.
Okay. Scott likes peace and quiet when he travels. You think it's true. Why do you think so?
Because he like sleep and maybe because he tired and he need to rest.
All right. Marisol, what do you think? With number 3.
It's true, teacher, because the number 4 is false.
All right.
Because
Why?
Scott slept in the airport, not in the only way to Panama City. It's in the airport, no?
Okay. So what do you think, Jonathan? Do you agree with the girls?
Yeah, teacher, I agree because he hates crowded places because he want to he want to be in peace to read something and it is not very good for him when the place is very crowded.
Okay, very good. Thank you so much. So imagine having this situation, like missing a flight. I think that will be a bad experience, right? Have you ever had that experience? I don't know if you have been out, girls. No? Or you, Jonathan? I don't know. You haven't? Okay, excellent. Thank you so much. So we are going to start, well, today I'm just going to give you like the introduction of this topic, but tomorrow we are going to work on this. And we have mixed conditionals. We have use had plus had or hadn't plus participle and would or wouldn't to talk about hypothetical events, okay? In the past that have effect on the present. And then we have 2 examples. Jonathan, could you please help me to read the examples?
Yeah, 2 examples. If you hadn't been so nice, you will probably still have your wallet. And number 2, if someone had broken into your room, you will probably still be trying to get home.
Okay, very good. So in here we have 2 conditionals. We mix them, okay, for talking about hypothetical events in the past, but have an effect on the present. So maybe for tomorrow, could you please bring 2 examples using this grammar part? Okay, and tomorrow we are going to work on this exercise and I will bring more practice, okay? And don't forget that we are going to have one listening. It's going to be a very short listening, but I want you to practice more this skill. So I don't know if you want a picture of this. Do you want the picture of this information? Screenshot? No? Okay, perfect. So 2 examples for tomorrow. I want you 2 examples and we are going to work on this, okay? For getting more information. Well, we are going to stop here, guys, but thank you so much for being in the class today, for participating, and I hope to see you tomorrow, okay? So good night, try to rest, and see you in the next class, okay? Bye-bye, guys. Take care.
Bye-bye. See
Thanks.
you. Good
Bye,
night.
see you.
Good night.
Thank you.